from a desert base. Truth don't hide, it just waits for a face, for a face. Big footprints in a pine slick path. Bob Lazar files with a government laugh. Court dates lost in a sea of red tape. We ain't 10-4, we just stay awake. True crime tales in a borrowed voice. We speak for the silence, not by choice. Got boots on the dirt and eyes on the skies, digging up stories they hoped would die. Might, truth, and thunder, we don't back down. With a Bible in the glove box and boots on the ground. Aliens, lies, and backroom deals. We break that silence, 'cause the soul feels real. Military broadcast, midnight run, teaching vets how to speak what the war's done. From trigger pulls to microphone stands, from combat zones to healing hands. Public records, missing names, unsealed files, classified games. We chase what's buried, not what trends, and we pray for light at the truth's deep end. Might, truth, and thunder, we don't back down. With a Bible in the glove box and boots on the ground. Aliens, lies, and backroom deals. We break that silence, 'cause the soul feels real. Some chase fame, we chase the facts. Some fold quick, we read the tracks. It ain't paranoia if it's always been there, and we ain't scared to lay it bare. Into the storm. We ain't perfect, but we were made for this form.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Into the Weeds podcast here on Military Broadcast Radio. I'm Amber.
And I'm Laura.
And I thank you all for being here. Let's see, we have Kimberly Morales, Kathleen Fleck, Charles Phillips, and I think we had some others in here. Kathleen.
And Kathleen.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
welcome to everyone. And if you're in the chat or not in the chat, love you for showing up.
Yes, thank you for being here. Today, we're actually going to be talking about the loopholes in our education system that are endangering our kids, allowing teachers to to resign from a job or to be fired from a job and then go on to another school district and not be flagged or anything like that. Hey, Lizbeth, good to see you.
Hello.
And so that's what we're going to be talking about today, supposedly with family law attorney Allie.
The original intent. She might show up a little bit later. If not, no hard feelings happens.
Yeah. Allie Krauthamel. And she's actually been on here before.
Yes.
Nice to see you, Munchie. And so if she doesn't make it, it's fine. I've done some research, so we'll talk about that. And it's actually something called passing the trash, and we'll get into it.
Yeah.
We'll get into it in a little bit. It's interesting. It's actually very infuriating.
Yeah. I'm glad I don't have kids to worry about this with.
Yeah. So, but it has been a very busy week. I have been preparing for CrimeCon, and I've been running around doing a lot of stuff. I actually forgot.
I'm on day 6 out of 7 at work.
There's a box over there. But I'll just show you guys. I've got some postcards that I am going to be having on the table. This is for Chanda Lore Sanders, and she is still missing. And so we're going to have her postcard. And we're going to have Michelle Crawford. She's still missing.
And she's the one that you used to go to school with? Michelle?
Yes. She lived in my neighborhood in elementary school. She actually lived in the street behind me. And so I knew her for just a little bit in elementary school. And then we went to high school together. And I think we had a science class together and maybe another one, but I can't remember. So, yeah. And then I've been working on the files for CrimeCon.
This is the thinnest of the books.
Yeah, this is the thinnest.
Is
and
it the DOC stuff?
No, this is Greene County Sheriff's Office incident reports and like for Gypsy and Dee Dee when police were called or whatever.
With the pizza guy,
that's all that stuff.
Shit.
The criminal reports. Okay, and then these, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
Thick one. I was trying to show the side.
There are 4 of these, and these are all the emails. And
it's super small.
Yeah,
but...
to maintain the integrity of the document, Staples said that this was the best way to do it. So we're just gonna have like a little magnifying glass there or whatever. But
it's kind of on theme for CrimeCon, though. It's
right.
You kind of have like a little.
You have to be an investigator to actually read it. So, but I'm going to actually have. I bought a bunch of USB sticks, and I'm going to load them all with the documents.
Just looking.
Yeah, I'm going to load them with all the documents and have them on the table. And since it's going to take a lot of work to do these, I'm going to ask for at least a $10 donation to Military Broadcast Radio. And then they can have a disc that's already USB stick that's already preloaded with the documents.
It's going to have all the same stuff, though, that we've already had access to. It's just a cute little souvenir thing, and it's only for donations, not for anything other than that.
Yeah. Thank you, Joel.
Who's Laura? I don't know her.
It's all good.
No,
hey, Lala. And Circles, good to see you. And so it's been a very busy week. I still have more documents to print off. I have the postcard with excerpts from some of the documents and from the emails and the QR code to go to the Google Drive coming in. So I'm waiting for those to come in.
You've got a couple more of those too, right?
Oh yeah, I've got now I wasn't very good at actually designing because I was kind of in a hurry because I thought I was doing something else.
And as per usual, I was no help.
Yeah, so we've got Athena Hogan, which, by the way, I just sent off another email about her.
You just got some weird information about that.
Yeah, I shared a little bit last week about it, but not much.
I only missed out last week. I actually wanted to be a part of it, but tragically, I went in for a 3:00 oil change, and they didn't let me go until 6:20 p.m. and I was pissed.
So we have Teron Evans Jr. because I still have questions about this, and until I'm proven otherwise, we'll continue to try and figure that out. Then we have Jelani Day. Which his foundation is having an all-white party, I believe, for his foundation. I guess I shouldn't have said an all-white party, but I mean, yeah, I guess that's what they're calling it.
It's called a white party.
A white party.
In the Diddy fashion.
Yeah, not in the Diddy fashion.
I think that's probably why you framed it that way, because that's the first thing that comes up. But yeah, they're having a white party.
In honor of him this month.
Is it a party or a banquet?
It's a banquet. Okay. Yeah, it's a banquet, not a party. Sorry. I am not able to go. I wanted to go, but I have a funeral that I have to go to this week. So that is going to rule that out. So, and then I made these for Shannon LaFleur, but she's been found.
Which is really great to not have to use any of those.
But I'm going to take them just to show them that I did make it, and I was expecting to have to display them or give them out, and now I don't have to. So yeah, those
Yeah.
are some of the things that we're doing.
It's the best problem to have.
Yeah, so good to see everybody. Did I say hello to Cobb? I can't remember, but yes, hello.
Everybody. Also, just a update for anybody who's coming in. We are going to have Allie Kruthmel on here today, but it seems like she's either running a little late or wasn't able to make it. But we're still going to talk about the subject at hand. So we're just doing our little yap sesh at the beginning of the
I was
episode,
giving
as
her
per
a little bit
usual.
of time. Hey, Maverick, good to see you. I was giving her a little bit of time to come in, and but
No worries.
do you have anything to add about CrimeCon?
I'm excited to go and see what's up and meet new people and hopefully learn some things. I'm also excited to just go to Colorado because I've never been to Colorado.
You're gonna meet Joel for the first time.
I'm gonna meet Joel for the first time. I'm so sorry, Joel. No, he commented in my Instagram comment section the other day on like an old post, might I add, saying something about how he wants to be my adoptive uncle or something like that. So hell yeah. Shout out to Joel. But I'll also get to meet all the other MBR people. So
Yes, hopefully they
That'll
don't
be nice.
embarrass us too bad at CrimeCon, because I can only imagine with Joel, HG, and Caveman together. Sorry, I was getting a phone call. It's potential spam. So
I would just click the hang up button instead of letting it vibrate. Oh.
Yeah.
But
Anyways.
yeah. Normally I'm the one you're worried about embarrassing you.
I know, really. But I don't know what's gonna happen.
I need to buy some more professional clothing. I bought my first bra in over 5 years. So.
She did, and I'm very proud of her. You guys would be extremely proud of her.
It's only because I'm doing something professional. Lord knows I'm not going to use one after that. But anyway, that's
been a struggle for years.
It's not a struggle. It is a proud decision.
Anyway. So so I'm excited. Next week we won't actually have a live. Sorry, I'm getting another call. We won't have another live next week because we will be in I will be in Oklahoma unless Alora decides to get on here.
If I want to get on here.
Yeah, if you want to get on here, you're more than welcome to.
It didn't work out too well the last couple times. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's up. What I can do.
So I'm going to a funeral. My uncle passed away. I went to Oklahoma last week or the week before, and so we had to schedule that out, and so I'm looking forward to seeing all of my cousins and my family again. So it's been a while since I've seen some of them, quite a few years. So I'm excited about that. I'm sad that Uncle David has passed, but it's going to be a good gathering of people.
Yeah, I wish that I could tag along, but I'm about to take 2 weeks off of work, and while I do have the technical days off, I think checkouts on the day that I have to be at work. So I'm not trying to rush y'all. I know Dad hates that. So
her and her dad traveling together is
it's not bad at all. The only problem is that I normally have to work, and
it puts a rush on our situation.
Yeah.
So that's
But we get
when,
along.
they get along.
We
It's
get along.
just hilarious
I
sometimes.
just normally take a really long nap in the back of the truck.
And thank you, Circles. My uncle was a really awesome guy. I knew him more when I was little, than as an adult, but I miss him already. So, but we are going to move into the topic that we are talking about today.
Yes, ma'am.
And so this topic came about, it's called passing the trash. And it came about because I was talking to someone and they told me that they had a situation in their life where their oldest sibling, which was a sister or a girl, had a teacher who followed them from Ohio to another school district, which was in a very small town in Missouri, and then followed them from that school district to another very small town in Missouri. And
I did not hear.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
And they don't really know any of the details or anything like that. And so we're trying to, you know, kind of piece together what happened, who this guy was, stuff like that. Cause it was alarming when she told me that. I was like, what? That is just mind blowing to me that a teacher, an elementary school teacher, would travel to 3 different school districts. And I don't even know how long he stayed to be her teacher, but he was her teacher in every school district too. It's not like he taught a different grade or anything like that. He actually went to those next grades up to teach her.
Do you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah. And so I was alarmed by that. And then on top of it all, we've been reading Gypsy's prison emails, and I was very frustrated by the fact that Ryan Anderson is an educator. He is a teacher, a special needs teacher, special ed teacher. I'm not sure exactly what he is, but for him to be an educator and have written to Gypsy in the capacity that he wrote her in. Now, he's always told that story that, you know, he was dared because his friend wrote Joe Exotic and he was going to write Gypsy. Well, from the get-go, he's begging for any attention that he can get. I mean, begging to be her sex slave, begging to be her bellhop.
Probably not the same conversation his friend was having with Joe Exotic.
Probably not. I would assume so. And so, and then, you know, so I was reading all of that. And then on top of that, the Devil's Den incident with Andrew McGann. And man, that is just so frustrating. So that's kind of what all led to this episode, because I'm worried about our children. You know, we don't take it seriously. There's so many teachers who are being arrested nowadays for inappropriate behavior or flat out assaults. And
The uptick of women getting in trouble for that is,
yeah,
it's honestly, as horrifying as it is to see, it does make me happy though that it's a problem that is finally being addressed, because for so long I've even personally known female teachers who have gotten away with that and have bragged about it to their students.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, you've had an instance where your teacher, what did he do?
I've had a lot of interesting teachers over the years. She can attest to this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, some worse than others. Everything from something as silly as my 5th grade teacher quitting her 20+ year career in the middle of a parent teacher conference with my parents.
Yeah, and I'm reasonable.
To I had a lot of pedos as teachers, unfortunately. One person did write a book, and I didn't read the book, but allegedly, according to someone I know, part of the book said something that had to do with something that happened with me. Anyway, doesn't matter. He was being very derogatory towards me. If what my friend said was true, I didn't check into it. But the teacher that you're talking about, shoot, I guess I'll just tell y'all what happened. So I had a teacher, and we'll just call him Mr. K. And Mr. K had actually come from the middle school that I had just come from. And I didn't know him super well because I was only in middle school, like actually enrolled in a physical school for like less than 6 months because I was homeschooled prior to that. And I went in like towards the end of the school year. Anyway. But everyone was like super excited to have him come in because he was like a really popular teacher. He liked to dress up as like pirates, and he would put on like cool movies, and he'd do all this stuff, whatever. So he would always ask me to come to his class during lunch, and he would hug all of the girl students. And it just was really creepy. And I didn't know what weed smelled like at the time, but apparently he always smelled like weed and beer, according to the other people that knew it better than I did at the time. So I can't attest to whether that's true or not. That's just what I was told. But yeah, just a lot of really weird behavior from Mr. K. But one day, even though he had only been there for maybe 2 months as our new teacher, he's like, guys, I just went through a divorce. Life is rough. I'm going to get right with God. So I'm going to go and I'm going to transfer to a Catholic school. So that joke writes itself. But funny enough, that's not where the story is going. So anyway, Mr. K is like, okay, I'm going to go to a Catholic school. But before I go, I want to give you guys a good send off. I'm going to like do this big old party for y'all. I'm going to throw it. It's going to be fun. It's just going to be a good time. Just come on in. So he's my first period teacher. I come in at like 7:00 in the morning, and he has Star Wars playing in the background on mute, and he has like some, food, drinks, whatever. And then he has like a literal whole ass DJ, like a actual man that was a DJ with turntables and stuff, and all these lights going off at 7:00 in the morning. I still haven't woken up, wiped the sleep from my eyes. So anyway, eventually the seniors, I was a freshman, by the way, the seniors ended up crashing the party, and they're all like grinding on each other and doing like stuff that baby Alora had never seen before. I was very sheltered as a child.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was like, okay, this is odd, whatever. So I leave the class, and a couple periods later, I hear, oh, Mr. Christidge got kicked out. He got banned from school premises. And
you just said his name, but yeah.
Shit.
Oh,
Oops.
well.
Whatever. It's fine. Anyway, no one has any other context than that. Maybe I'll blur it out later. Regardless, Mr. K, he got kicked out. And allegedly, no, it's true. It happened. He went out and he got crossfaded. And he got into a car accident that ended up in a ball of fire and a man dying in front of his child. And he ended up going to the hospital. And then he ended up running from the hospital. And that was a whole thing. And I've looked him up on Facebook since, and he's only friends with like all of the girls that he would give weird hugs to on Facebook.
Is he out of?
Oh yeah, he's out of jail. This was a decade ago.
Yeah, I know.
He worked at. Oh, actually, I'm not going to say that. I don't.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
He's been around a lot of other children since then. So I'm not like accusing him of being a PDF file. However, I just thought the interactions I had with him were quite odd. And then for him to literally end up taking somebody's life, whether it was accidental or on purpose, directly after that weird experience. Anyway, his teaching license ended up getting suspended. Not suspended, canceled, expelled. I don't know. Anyway, he lost his teaching license. And I've looked into all of this stuff. Yeah, no, it's wild. Anyway, I actually said a little too much about my life, but regardless, he was a weirdo. So I don't really care that much.
Yeah, so we're talking about passing the trash.
Yeah.
And that's, the kind of
my thought process in sharing that story, I guess, was that he was going to go to this Catholic school no matter what. And the only reason why he didn't is because his teaching license got suspended. But there were a lot of other teachers that I knew of that were unrelated to this that got in trouble for other things, and their teaching license didn't get suspended or revoked or whatever. And so that could have very easily been a passing of the trash.
Yeah. So for anyone listening who hasn't heard that term before, it refers to when a school or a district has a teacher accused of misconduct, sometimes even SA, and instead of firing them or reporting them, they quietly let them resign, and then that teacher just moves on to another district or another state, and where the cycle often repeats itself. So it's essentially sweeping the problem under the rug, protecting the institution's reputation instead of protecting the students. And it's not new. The term really started coming up in the 1990s and the early 2000s. And then in 2004, A study by Carol Shakeshaft for the U.S. Department of Education exposed the scope of the problem. And this is sad. Nearly 10% of students reported unwanted SA or sexual attention from educators. But it's been proven in cases that only 1% of superintendents actually told the next district about the misconduct. So
I had another teacher that had tenure actually and was being really weird to his like 16-year-old TAs and giving them back rubs. And it was at a different school.
Mhm.
But he was being very sexually inappropriate to them. And I think he was forced to resign, but he had tenure. So it was like a weird, complicated situation, like really complicated situation.
yeah,
So.
it often is when they have tenure. So more than half just let the teacher resign quietly. And that's where the phase passing the trash stuck. So, oh, thank you, Cherokee Girl.
Thank you,
You don't
Cherokee
have to do that.
We're going to have to come up with some more members perks and some more cute little stickers at least.
Yes, I am working on trying to expand the channel and stuff. So, but yeah, so schools wanted to avoid lawsuits. Firing tenured teachers was difficult and expensive, and administrators feared the public fallout of admitting abuse happening under their watch. So the easy out was to let teachers walk away with a clean record, but that decision put countless children in harm's way. So, yes, I saw that 1980 Millennial was monetized Cherokee Girl, and that's very exciting for her.
Super happy. And she even gave a really nice donation to the Ark of the Ozarks. I think that's what it was called, right?
Yes.
And that is a charity. I think they work with autistic people in the Ozarks.
People who need assistance like that. Yes.
Yeah. So that's really awesome. And big props to her for doing something so kind and so generous with that money.
Yep.
And you guys, I'm sure that everyone watching this probably already watches Millennial, but if you don't, go ahead and check her out. 1980 Millennial Commentates. She's a regular on here. She's basically like a third member of unofficial. And she'll be going to CrimeCon as well. It's been announced officially by her.
Yes.
So,
and it was a surprise to me. Sorry, Oates is loud.
Silly goose.
I don't know what's going on up there.
If it gets louder, I'll go up.
But good to see you, Wendy.
And I'll get to actually meet her in person.
Yeah, I've already met her in person. So yes. But so we're gonna get back to passing the trash.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
No, you're good. In 2015, Congress finally tried to stop this with the Every Student Succeeds Act, and it bans schools from helping known offenders get rehired. But the truth is that compliance has been spotty, and even by 2019, most states weren't following through fully. So yeah, and there's no national database or anything like that for teachers. So
There's not?
no, there's not an actual like Department of Education database for all of the teachers in the country. So
You'd think that would help. It would do something.
yeah. So some states have passed tougher laws. New Jersey did in 2018, requiring schools to dig into applicants' work histories.
I'm gonna go take
And they banned confidentiality agreements, which I think are, that can be so terrible because people can really fall through the cracks when they have confidentiality agreements. So, Texas just this year tightened reporting rules down to 48 hours. But it's still uneven in a lot of places, so the loopholes are pretty much open wide. So now they can go to different states, different districts, but they still have the same pattern of resignation, rehiring, and reoffending, basically. So we are going to look at a few of these real world examples. And we're going to start with Andrew McGann, and everybody I think pretty much knows who Andrew McGann is.
I didn't know by name.
Yeah, he is the 28-year-old man who grew up in Garfield Ridge neighborhood of Chicago, Illinois. And on July 26, 2025, he took the lives of Clinton Brink and Kristen Brink, and they were stabbed to death while they were hiking with their two daughters. It's fine. They were stabbed to death while they were hiking with their two daughters. And it turns out that Andrew was the offender, was actually a teacher. And so we're going to look a little bit at his record. So,
And they had also he had only just moved there, and they had also only just moved there within like a couple weeks of the incident, which is just such a terrible string of events.
yeah, I mean, really, and the fact that so our family, Alora was born in Arkansas, so that's her home turf, and
It's not my home turf, but I was born there.
yeah, but it is, that's where you were born, and I grew up there for a little bit as a teenager, and then my husband and I moved to Northwest Arkansas after the Army. So Andrew actually the suspect got apprehended 3 miles from our home where we used to live. And Devil's Den was a place that we absolutely love.
Yeah, we've been back as recently as a couple years ago.
Actually, I think it was last year.
Was it last year? Yeah.
Whenever we
Maybe.
went and saw Uncle David when he got sick the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe it's been 2 years. But yeah, so we've been back as recent as 2 years ago, and it's just a place that we've camped. We've spent hours and hours exploring, and one of the things that yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. But one of the things that I was wondering is how did he get out of the park so fast?
You have to go down pretty far, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so it would have had to have happened in my assessment. So we're talking about the Devil's Den incident where he attacks Clinton and Kristen. OT. And so my thinking is that it had to have happened on the trail that is closest to the parking lot there, and at the entrance of the park. And there's this big parking lot. Hey, Red, it's good to see you. And so there's this big parking lot, and it's sectioned off in different sections. But for as far as I know, there's only one way in and one way out. And it's this long, winding road. And I swear it takes like at least 10 to 15 minutes to actually drive that road and get out of the park. And so I wondered, how in the world did he get out of that park so fast? And if anybody was in front of him on that road, it's not like you can really pass anybody. I mean, you can, but not safely. And if somebody's coming on the other side, there's definitely no way you can pass. So, yeah, I'm surprised that he got that far so fast and was able to flee the scene and then apprehend him days later. It's just wild to me. So, yes, the cone of shame is gone right now.
Momentarily until he starts itching at his feetsies again.
Yes. So, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Let me bring up my notes again. So, yeah, that happened on July 26, 2025 in Devil's Den State Park, and that was outside of Prairie Grove, Arkansas. And he was arrested mid-haircut at a salon in Springdale, Arkansas, where we used to live, and where, incidentally, I went to the church where Mary Duggar was my Sunday school teacher. So that happened in Springdale. So on July 30th, 2025, authorities linked him to the murders via DNA evidence, surveillance footage, including a black Kia Stinger he drove and a confession during an interview. He's charged with 2 counts of capital murder, held without bond, and faces the possibility of the death penalty. Authorities have indicated that the attack was random with no known connection between McGann and the victims. But like we said, he moved there within the recent few weeks before he committed this crime. And they moved, Clinton and Kristen and their family moved to the area at the same time, basically, from different areas. So it's just wild that that would happen.
It's a really sad coincidence. Sometimes something will just boil down to wrong place, wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's I can't express to you how beautiful this state park.
Yeah,
The state park is. It's absolutely gorgeous. And to know that they were just trying to get out and hike with their daughters and show them this new beautiful area that they moved to. It's just really sad. And yeah. I hate to have something so disgusting connecting it to that place. Well, actually, isn't that where the West Memphis 3 were found? In Devil's Den?
No.
That's what someone was telling me.
No.
Or am I just crazy?
That was in West Memphis, Arkansas.
Was it not?
No, Devil's Den is completely different. I think it's actually on the opposite side of the state, if I'm remembering right.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah.
I'm not a geographer.
Northwest Arkansas versus West Memphis, Arkansas, which is southwest or southeast Arkansas, I would think. If anybody knows differently, tell us in the comments.
Yeah, I'm over here spreading misinformation again. I spread some misinformation on accident about fillers the other day, and I just took what my friend said as fact, which I shouldn't do. So I'm gonna just stop talking out of my ass. So anyway.
Yeah, so
Oopsie-daisy.
no. So yeah. Unfortunately, though, this guy was a teacher. He got hired at a local Springdale elementary school. And I went to Springdale. I went to an elementary school in Springdale, and I went to a junior high there. We had junior high. We didn't have middle school at that time. So, yeah. It's scary to know that somebody infiltrated what I feel is like my home turf, kind of,
Yeah, I'm just terrified. I don't particularly want kids, and seeing the things that happen nowadays in schools is absolutely terrifying. As a child, I was like hyper anxious about everything, and I always thought that someone was gonna like come in and kill me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, you guys didn't help.
Yeah, well.
But I did have a lot of weird stuff happen at my schools, and like, there was a bombing at my school one time.
I forgot about that.
In a urinal, a literal bomb, and it blew off the thing. We had a bunch of lockdowns.
Didn't you guys have like the clowns come to your school?
The killer clowns. They didn't come to our school, but they were threatening to come and come to our school. I had a lot of different things, and I've been to like 7 or 8 different schools. So.
See, that's why homeschooling, if you can actually do it, is a better option. But
I'm very not a fan of homeschooling, and I think it's very detrimental to kids in a lot of ways, unfortunately.
I get it, but
I had a rare okay experience with it. Well, not even, because I didn't finish any classes.
Yes, but you learned a lot. So, anyways.
We got to go to Universal a lot.
Yeah, we did that. We did a lot of things. So, Andrew McGann, though, he graduated in the spring of 2022 from Oklahoma State University in Tulsa with a Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, and he holds active teaching license in Arkansas, Texas, and Oklahoma.
Wow.
Yeah. So in Flower Mound, Texas, he taught 4th grade at Donald Elementary. In 2022 through 2023, he was placed on administrative leave in spring of 2023 due to concerns about classroom management, judgment, and student favoritism. A parent reported inappropriate behavior. Claims included isolating female students, post recess, and lap sitting.
Oh my
But an internal investigation found no criminal misconduct, and he resigned in May of 2023.
You just get to resign and it's fine. Who
Mhm.
cares?
Yeah.
Just keep your cycle of abuse.
Yeah. So in Oklahoma, he taught 5th grade at Spring Creek Elementary in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, which is it's a pretty impoverished area, if I remember correctly. So, and that was during 2023-2024 school year. Parents described him as quiet and reserved, and students admired him, but he seemed awkward with adults when he taught. When he taught in the Sand Springs schools, and from summer 2024 until May 2025 before resigning to take another opportunity. So there wasn't any misconduct, but parents felt off about him. So
Intuition, it can tell you a lot sometimes.
mhm.
But it's like also like you don't want to send someone to jail off of bad vibes. but
Exactly.
It's
Mhm.
very
And
frustrating.
yes, and thank you, Cherokee Girl. Please
you.
you don't have to give memberships. We just
to.
love you being here. I feel bad. Okay, so background checks. He passed required background screenings in all districts where he worked or was about to work. So nothing came up. There were no red flags flying.
That's the thing. I mean, until you commit a crime, I mean, there's nothing. People could go years and years and years of being a predator and either not commit a crime or not get caught for the said crime.
No, I agree. And there was one more statistic that I was trying to find. There was something else here. I don't want that. Okay, well, anyways, yes. So there was more information. If I remember it, I'll bring it up. But anyways, so I remember what it was. It said that statistically, on average, when a teacher is caught abusing a child, they've usually abused 74 other children before they've been caught.
It's also very important. I say as someone who is not a mother, but I don't care. It's very important to teach your children certain parts of their body that belong to them and only them, and to also use the proper words for it, because things can be very misunderstood. And at the end of the day, it's just really important for them to know that. I recently taught some kids, hey, maybe don't grab me here and don't let anybody else grab you there either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah. I know that sounds weird. I just mean I was around them anyway.
You were just around small children.
I was around small children who don't know boundaries.
So yeah, this is Andrew McGann. So he was the teacher who was arrested. And I truly believe that he was there for the children. I mean, what are the coincidences
100%.
that he picked a family with 2 little girls, So good to see you, Shorty Pie. Thank you for joining us.
Without being too conspiratorial, I'm sure that he saw 2 children, maybe tried to take them. Things didn't go quite as planned. And I think according to one of the children that he got the father first and then the mom went back to go check on him or something. And
yeah, the mom rushed the girls away and to the car. And so that means that they had to have been pretty close to the
exit.
Yeah, the exit of the trail.
Which is crazy that nobody else was there.
Right. Because
last time I was there were so many people.
There were so many people.
And I like to hike alone. I didn't like there being that many people, but shoot.
There were like people playing cricket and there was like
it was insane.
Yeah. So good to see you, Opas and Janice and Joe. Thank you for joining us. But this is we're just talking about Andrew McGann and how teachers, they slip through, and there's loopholes, and people don't. Well, first off, I think 1% of children who are actually abused actually tell on their abuser,
or even understand what's going on.
Yeah, that's true too, because depending on, what kind of abuse it is, it can be subtle, and for years to come, they'll be thinking about it, even though it's subtle.
Or it's like somewhat repressed. Like I have a particular memory where I can't pin it to a certain person or exactly what happened, but I know it wasn't a good thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I have I had a pretty good memory before pot destroyed it, but
yeah. So we also have, let's see. Oh, there we go. So the next case, and this is a high profile one, this person, a teacher sentenced to 22 years in prison for abusing 3 pupils. And let me bring my notes back up. Okay. So we got Jennifer Fichter. She resigned from Robbinswood Middle School in 2008 amid concerns. And a few years later, she was hired at Kathleen High School in 2014. She was arrested for abusing 3 17-year-old male students. Fichter was eventually sentenced to 22 years in prison. If you want to read that article for us, Alora.
a teacher who sexually abused 3 of her male students has been jailed for 22 years. Jennifer Fichter, 30, tearfully pleaded with the court as she was handed the sentence at Polk County Court. She has been convicted of 37 counts of unlawful sexual contact with minors. Polk County Court in Florida heard that the former English teacher had a sexual relationship with 3 17-year-old male students, according to Fox. She became pregnant by one of the boys and had an abortion. Fichter was arrested in April 2014 after the mother of one of the victims found sexually inappropriate texts on her son's phone. She contacted the police with her concerns. Fichter was arrested and charged with having sexual contact with the minor. After hearing about the investigation, 2 other boys later came forward to inform police about their own ordeals. The teacher was then charged with a total of 37 offenses against the 3 underage pupils. All the boys were students at Central Florida Aerospace Academy, where Fichter was a teacher. I knew somebody went there. Speaking at the sentencing on Thursday, the judge told her, "You're going to have a long time to think about what you did." In footage of the judgment obtained by Fox News, Fichter can be seen to respond, "I wish I could go back and remove what I have done. I hate what I have done. I wish I could go back and think about them, the victims before me." It's a little too late for that.
Yeah. So that is Jennifer Fichter.
And I think you thinking about the victims was part of your problem.
Yeah.
I think you thought about them a little more than any teacher should ever think about a student.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, this was only like a county away from one of the schools I went to. And I had a friend that was a TA for a student or for a teacher. And the teacher straight up told her, "Yeah, I slept with the student."
Mm-hmm.
And made little jokes about it. Tee-hee-hee. There's another lady, actually, that was a teacher that was the teacher of that woman, that chick's boyfriend, husband now. And that other teacher who had just graduated from college was being very sexually inappropriate with the one girl's boyfriend, who... oh my goodness. There was so much that I saw. And that's only what I saw. Lord knows what else happened.
Right. So we've got another one. And I think this is the one.
I'm so glad that women are finally getting in trouble for this, though, because it's always been like, oh, it's the man's dream. He consented to it. But no, you're a child at the end of the day. You can't consent to anything. And no matter how you feel about it, you're still a victim.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you read this one too.
I'm gonna move my water bottle. Okay. Joshua Allen Barney was fired in 2017 as a teacher from the Grossmont Union High School District for inappropriately touching a student and making inappropriate comments. But even after multiple entities agreed with the district's conclusion that Barney's behavior was inappropriate and that he was likely to repeat his actions, the state never revoked his credentials. That allowed him to return to a classroom, this time in the Sweetwater Union High School District. But less than a week after Voice of San Diego reported on his working for the district, Barney resigned amid multiple district investigations to his conduct. Documents obtained by Voice show Barney was placed on an administrative leave on January 27th, exactly 1 month after he resigned, writing, Thank you for my time in the Sweetwater School District, but I would like to resign effectively immediately to pursue a different opportunity. At the time of his resignation, the district was investigating Barney for allegations of misconduct against a student for providing false or misleading employment information on his job application. According to a March 22nd correspondence with the Commission on Teacher Credentialing outlining both investigations, the allegations of potential misconduct stem from a comment posted under Voice's coverage of Barney's attempt to get his job back after his firing from Grossmont. I go to Otay Ranch High School, and he has done similar things to the students. He is way too friendly with only female students and only compliments girls when we work out in the weight room, the comment reads. Upon learning of the comment and Barney's previous firing, which Sweetwater said it had not been aware of, the district placed Barney on leave. Nage Johnson, I hope I said that right, or Naj Johnson, Sweetwater's communications director, wrote in an email that the district's investigation had concluded that it had not found any evidence of misconduct with students by Barney. However, as there were allegations of misconduct in prior employment and evidence of dishonesty in the process of obtaining district employment, we reported to the Commission on Teacher Credentialing as required by law, Johnson wrote. Barney wrote an email that he had resigned because I knew I was hired as a temporary teacher and it was the district's best interest if I were to resign. Sweetwater also opened an investigation into information Barney supplied on his jobs application. In his application, he wrote that he'd left Grossmont because of a discrepancy in policy. Grossmont fired Barney after a student who attended one of his classes claimed that he had grabbed under her butt and touched her a couple of inches above her breast during weightlifting training. She also alleged Barney had rubbed a pair of ripped jeans she was wearing and got really close to my vagina. The student wrote in a statement, Barney has maintained that he did not touch a student inappropriately and did so only to assess whether the student had an injury.
Yeah.
The student alleged that Barney also referred to her booty and nipple rather than anatomical terms. Barney acknowledged saying things like, You're going to look so amazing in a summer bikini, and you have the best booty ever, according to a report by the Commission on Professional Competence, which sided with the district on his firing. Also, booty sounds like a very infantilizing thing, which makes it even more gross. In a follow-up question on his application, however, Barney wrote that he had been dismissed or asked to resign from a position. In his explanation, he reiterated his claim that it had been due to a discrepancy in policy, writing that I am currently teaching and my credential is clean as well as my background. According to Colin McGlasson, Grossmont's director of public affairs, Sweetwater officials never contacted the district to inquire about the circumstances surrounding Barney's departure. When asked if Grossmont would have shared the reason for Barney's dismissal, McGlasson wrote, Yes, if I asked. Barney's claim that his credentials are clean remains true. The Commission on Professional Conduct and a San Diego court decided with Grossmont over his firing, and the professional body governing teacher credentialing recommended Barney's credentials be revoked. But after an appeal by Barney, the state's office of the Attorney General declined to prosecute his case. Exactly why that rare step was taken remains unclear. The Commission and the Office of the Attorney General has not explained why the case was not prosecuted. But Barney wrote that he believed new evidence that he was not able to present during earlier hearings made a difference. When all facts and evidence were laid out, Commission on Teacher Credentialing concluded that there was no merit to the accusations, which led them to determine that he was not a danger to students and my credentials should be valid, Barney wrote in an email. The decision left Barney's credentials in place. He is free to return to the classroom.
Yeah. So That guy is free to return to the classroom.
The scum of the earth.
Mhm.
As I was reading that, I kind of remembered another situation that's kind of troubling. It wasn't a teacher, but at the high school that I graduated from, because I went to multiple high schools, they had bus assistants on the bus.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had bus assistants on the bus because they didn't trust us, which I mean, fair. But one of the guys that they hired, his name was Jordan. I don't remember his last name. Maybe I do. I don't know if I thought about it real hard. His name was Jordan though, and he was only a couple years older than us. Maybe he was like 22, I think. And he was like kind of attractive. And I remember my friend Joey had a crush on him. And we would chit chat with him, have normal conversations. But like right after I graduated high school, he hit me up in the DMs and was trying to be creepy to me. And it's like, oh, were you trying to groom me? I'm sure I'm not the only person that you reached out to like that. And that's disgusting, Jordan. You're disgusting. So,
yep. So here's another case. We've got Alex Mendoza, and a tenured teacher at Walter Panas High. He resigned in June of 2023 after a lawsuit alleged years of essay.
now why did Dad
Excuse
come in
me,
this?
OT.
Why did Dad come in this door?
I don't know. Sorry, guys. My husband decided to come in the back door. We're live, honey.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go hang out with Papa. Yes.
No, okay. So I'm going to read that again. Okay. A tenured teacher at Walter Panas High resigned in June 2023 after a lawsuit alleged years of SA. Weeks later, he was hired at Monroe Woodbury. Only after watchdogs raised the alarm was he removed. Another example of a resignation not stopping reentry. So would you read that for us, Laura?
If I can get him out of my sweater. You see his little bat wings? He'll be a good boy, please. Take it off, babe. Take it off. Sorry about that. Momentary intermission. Who is Alex Mendoza? Alex Mendoza, a former teacher at Walter Panas High School in New York, was accused by a student of sexual abuse that lasted over 2 years. He resigned from that district and was celebrated, even though the school was on notice of the allegations. On June 15th, Mendoza was hired to teach special education students during summer school at the Greenberg North Castle Special Act District, which is located in the Dobbs Ferry. Monroe Woodbury School District in Orange County hired him on July 5th. Is that Orange County, Florida, or Orange County,
California.
California. Gotcha.
California.
What we knew about the child predators is that they move around to avoid accountability and rarely only prey upon one victim. Facts. Please let us know if Alex Mendoza harmed you or your child. Androzy and Foot lawyers offer experience of trauma. Okay, that's an ad. There are many misunderstandings about why a survivor of sexual abuse would choose to file a civil lawsuit. Child sexual abuse takes away so much from the survivors and families impacted. Our society still struggles to find ways to repair the harm done by individual perpetrators and institutions that have covered up child sexual abuse. Outdated statutes of limitations across our country leave far too many survivors denied access to our criminal or civil justice courts. Filing a civil case can be an essential step for survivors and their families in their journey to slowly rebuild their lives and create pathways to healing. Motivation for filing a civil suit is often questioned and unfairly stereotyped as being all about money. This couldn't be further from the truth for survivors of child sexual abuse. A civil justice system offers victims more than just monetary benefits. It gives survivors access to justice, validation, exposure, and confrontation, and ultimately some resolution. The resolution allows survivors of sexual abuse to understand and process what happened and create a new path forward without confusion, questions, and fear.
Yep. So
Oh,
that's just a few of them. We also have, and I didn't I think I accidentally exited this one out, but Nicole Balu Callum from South Carolina, she resigned her elementary teaching position, but months later, police arrested her for maintaining a prolonged, inappropriate relationship with a 14-year-old boy. The misconduct stretched back years and different states and different districts, but the same pattern: resignations, rehiring, and reoffending.
This
So,
isn't in the same vein as, the moving from school to school thing, but did you hear about the lady who was a married woman and she had had a relationship with a student from the time that it was a female student, was 13 until she was like 16 and a half. Yeah, and she just got arrested for it. And there's so many things in the news right now about women getting arrested.
so now some people may think this is a stretch, but I don't think it is because of the prison emails. Had the prison emails not come out, I don't think I would have thought too much into this.
However, we want to make it very, very clear we are not accusing Ryan of doing anything sexually inappropriate with any of his
Correct.
students. We're not saying that he does any of that stuff.
Correct.
We're not accusing him of anything other than what has been very plainly told. And it's just weird that he clearly parents are not going to want him to be their child's teacher.
Mhm.
And another story of the crazy schools that I went to. Again, I don't think that this has anything to do with Ryan, and I have no reason to believe that this would be what Ryan would do. But there was an incident where I was on the bus, and I'm sure you remember this. There was a woman that was a special ed teacher, and she grabbed one of the girls by her ponytail and started yanking her to try and get her on the bus. And I reported it, and that lady never got fired. And I used to be a TA for the guidance office. So I would go and I would deliver things to all the different classrooms and stuff during my second period, my junior year. And all of the, what's it called? All the special ed classes were in the portables in the back of the school that weren't attached to the regular school. And I would go in there. And there was one bed that I saw somebody strapped down to. And it was just a weird situation. And I try to report things whenever I saw something like that, and nothing ever happened. Don't think that has anything to do with Ryan, for the record.
No.
But it's just to show, especially with the special ed classes, a lot of times people can't speak up for themselves.
Yeah, and basically why I have Ryan on here is not to say that he did anything, but like Opus Angel said, I would not feel comfortable with him teaching my children. So if he were in the classroom and he was my teacher or my children's teacher, I would have a big problem with the fact that he was married to a murderer. Now take into account the fact that I know what he was actually writing to that murderer in prison. That adds a whole nother layer, because now we know that, he was doing whatever he could to get her attention and to keep it. And that shows a lack of good judgment. So it shows a lack of good character, in my opinion. So he lost one job because of her, because he was married to her. What is going on with our
computer keeps going out. So if for some reason we end up going off the air,
I'm just going to exit that one out, and maybe that's what's doing it.
Didn't start doing it until you had Ryan on there.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe it's Gypsy.
They're jinxing my stuff. So
never mind.
Yeah, so the fact that he is a special needs teacher, and he's with even more vulnerable children, I find it concerning. And so he lost one job, and then now this last year prior, he resigned from a job. And so, that kind of has a pattern like we're seeing here. He was fired, he resigned, and there have been accusations that he was a little inappropriate with the things that he spoke about, not
But
being
we have no proof for that
yeah, we have no
whatsoever.
proof of that or anything, but I just don't find him being an educator to be a comfortable situation in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, Ruth said that he's a teacher's aide, not a teacher.
Yeah, I don't
Something
know.
else.
I've always been everything I've known. He's a
He at
teacher.
least uses the word teacher.
Yes.
He from everything I've seen, at least, I'm pretty sure that he uses the word teacher. So we're not trying to spread any kind of information. Also, not trying to make any sort of allegations.
No, we're not.
We just think that it's odd. It's just not great.
I think that people need to start paying attention to the things that were said in those emails and the things that were done on these shows and what's going on in lives. It paints a very clear picture of who these people are. And so I think that it's important that we have an open, honest discussion about it. We don't have to accuse people or anything like that, but we can show that their actions and their conduct
Aren't appropriate
for education, for educating our young children. So, is there anything else you want to talk about since our guest did not show up?
Not particularly. It has been a long week for me.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm on day 6 of 7 at my job, but then I have 2 days off, 3 days on, 2 days off, 2 days on, and then I get to go 2 weeks.
Our guest was a lawyer, Cherokee girl, but it's all right. She's been on here once before, and we'll figure out what happened and maybe have her on to talk about something else.
We'll just have to switch our thumbnail and our title. But
Yeah.
she was, if anybody remembers the Aubrey Wu case, she was formerly the lawyer of John and Jade Gehrman. Gehrman? Yeah. She's no longer associated with them. I'm not going to speak any more on it. It's not my business, and I don't know anything about it. But if anybody remembers the Aubrey Wu case, which as an update, we've already given out, but she has been found. I don't think that she's in custody of her parents or her mom and her stepdad.
No, I don't think they have custody
I think
of her.
she's still a ward of the state.
As far as I know.
At least as of last time we checked, there's not a lot of information on it. There were some arrests made. There were some people that she was caught with. And there's varying stories about that and who really knows what was going on.
And that whole situation, even some of it happened at a school where she was able to contact people through her school tablet or laptop or whatever.
And
so
just educators and guardians not doing
the best for our children.
Diligence.
And they think more about lawsuits and what it's going to look like for their school district or their school instead of what's going to be okay for our kids. And I think we need to stop looking at the bottom line of money and look at the bottom line of the mental health of our country.
It's very worrying. And
yeah. So I think this is, like I said earlier, the last time we're going to be live until after CrimeCon, if I am correct. Because
unless Alora decides to pull something.
Yeah, unless Alora goes live next week, I will be in Oklahoma, and then we're going to CrimeCon. We've also got some stuff in the works. You will be hearing us on something this week, and after it's recorded, I will put it in the community post so that everybody can listen to it. Hopefully it goes well. I'm sure it will. And
American Idol. No, just kidding.
American Idol.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
So yeah, we've got some things in the fire. Oh, sorry. Oats is a pain. It's just what it is.
Oatsy does what Oatsy does.
I tried to be professional and keep them locked up, but it doesn't work. So
great.
no, just I mean in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He's been a royal terror ever since he got back from his grand adventure.
he is a criminal mastermind.
But he is safe and he is healthy and regained all of his weight.
Yep. Yeah. So if you guys see us at CrimeCon, please come and say hello to us. We would love to meet you. Yeah, I only got a booth at CrimeCon this year because it was in Denver, and Military Broadcast Radio is headquartered in Denver. So I was like, you know what? Why not? So
And it could end up being something really cool that we might do again. It just all depends on how things shake out. They do it in different places every year. So
yeah, and I've been to lots of different conventions, and some of them are really great and some of them are really terrible. So
I hear good things about CrimeCon. I do have some concerns.
mhm.
But
Well, I think it'll be an educational thing. And I'm excited to see what happens. Now, according to one of our people at MBR, I didn't look at the map, but according to people at MBR, we may be close to Ice-T, so that's cool. That would be interesting to meet him.
it'd be interesting for sure. He's
Yeah.
someone that I know who he is, so it'd be cool, but I don't know him enough for me to be weird.
Oh, yeah. There's hardly many people that I would be weird with.
Well, I'm just weird in general. But
Yeah, but but no, it would be just interesting just to have a conversation with somebody like that. So not even, I think we are going to record our booth. We're going to try and just record the booth as, people come along and, try and edit it down to where we can show you a little bit of CrimeCon. If we do that, Joel's going to be in charge of it. So I'm not going to try and mess with it. But if that happens, that's what's going to happen. And let's see what else. Can you think of anything else?
If anybody wants me to do a show next week, give me some suggestions of what you want me to talk about. I might consider it. If anyone wants to come on and chit chat with me,
There you go. You could do an open panel or something like that.
maybe people will show up. But the last couple times I've done something on my own, it was just awkward. So we'll
That's
see.
all right.
We'll see.
That's all right. And
Only if people seem like they want me to do it, but otherwise, we'll see if I have any plans.
Well, just go with the flow. If you wanted to talk about anything, put it in the comments, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, and there's a lot of things happening, behind the scenes that we can't tell you about, but some interesting things. So I hope that everybody has an extremely blessed night. And if you're watching this on the replay, whenever you're watching it, that you have a blessed day, and that you go out there and do something really good to change the world for the better. And just love each other, please. That's it. Have a blessed evening.
Later.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right, we're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us, giving our veterans a voice.